While the Eastern fandom was busy glazing the Monarchs, Western fans just realized the hardest hitter in solo leveling wasn't a god, it was a man in a suit. Forget the mid-hunters who folded the moment a gate turned red. We're talking about Woo Jin-chul, the goated enforcer who lived rent-free in the heads of every criminal hunter from Seoul to DC. He wasn't just a bureaucrat, he was the literal final boss of the Hunters Association. And today, we're breaking down why his lore is more alpha than any S-rank you've seen on a Crunchyroll premiere. On the surface, Jin-chul looks like your typical corporate suit, but don't get it twisted. This man is cooked in the best way possible. While the US government has the CIA, the Korean Association has Jin-chul. He's the A-rank who holds the power scale of a national level hunter. In the anime, his presence is a masterclass in Black Air Force energy. He doesn't need a flashy sword. He uses his fists to maintain the status quo. If the Avengers had a guy this locked in, Thanos wouldn't have made it past the first movie. The manhwa portrays him as a stoic wall, but the anime adds that visceral grit we crave in the West. When the Jeju Island raid goes south, Jin-chul is the one keeping the backline from collapsing. He's a high-tier A-rank, but his mental fortitude is purely S-class. He's not out there for the fame or the influence, he's there to clean up the mess. The Western audience recognizes this archetype immediately. He's the Nick Fury of anime, but with hands that can actually level a skyscraper. In Solo Leveling Arise, Jin-chul is a tactical cheat code. You aren't just button mashing, you're playing a high-stakes game of break and counter. His kit revolves around the wind element, focusing on defense to stun scaling that makes even the most aggressive bosses look like toddlers. If you're not timing his justice procs, your squad is getting wiped. The game proves what the lore hinted at. Jin-chul isn't just a support, he's the guy who dictates the pace of the entire battlefield. But the real mind blow happens in the Ragnarok series. After the timeline reset, Jin-chul was just a high-ranking detective. No powers, no mana, just pure investigative instinct. But when the Itarim gods started leaking mana back into the world, Jin-chul didn't just reawaken, he became the chairman of the new age. He took the mantle of his mentor, Go-Gonhee, and started grooming Sung Suho to become the next monarch. He went from being the enforcer to being the architect of the world's defense. That's not just luck, that's a legacy that's purely goated. Think about it. In terms of Marvel DC power scales, Jin-chul is the Batman who actually got the powers he deserved. He's the bridge between the old guard and the new generation. He's the reason the world didn't fall apart when Jinwoo left, and he's the reason it'll survive the god's return. While other hunters rely on the system to carry them, Jin-chul relies on his conviction. Because at the end of the day, the only thing more unbreakable than a system-backed hunter is a man who doesn't need a status window to tell him he's a king. In the world of solo leveling, Jin-chul proved that the hardest hitter wasn't the one with the most mana, but the one with the most conviction. He wasn't protected by an interface, he was held together by sheer, unadulterated human willpower.